macabre.
None of them macabre things.
I love macabre though. Welcome back to How to Make a TV Show Without a Studio. My name is Imeldha. I'm a writer, director and producer and professional sad girl both in emotion and social anxiety. This is Michael Learning Honor, writer, director, producer, and he's also...
A goofy goo bag.
Okay.
I'm a goofy goo bag.
He's a goofy goo bag. Rock.
That's me, boy.
We're two filmmakers passionate about stories, and we're trying to figure out how to make them and how to make people see them. What is the title of today's episode?
It is how to get people to see your work, and it's episode 5.
Episode 5.
We're in episode 5.
Yeah, which is how do you feel about that?
Yeah, how do I feel about episode 5? I feel good. I'm kind of like, it's kind of mental that we're even doing it to begin with.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of lucky favor. Shout out to Buster Gut Productions and
Yeah.
shout out to Ben Bailey Blood Clot Smith. Yeah, man, because like we're out here going. So I'm just grateful to be here, bro. I'm
Yeah.
grateful to be here.
Yeah, love that. I echo that sentiment.
Yeah, man. Shout out, man.
So if you haven't had a chance to check out some of our latest episodes, please go back and have a look. Episode
Yes.
1, 2, 3, and 4. We talk about how to survive a dying industry, how to write and keep your voice, and a bunch of other really fun and macabre things.
I don't even know what macabre means, but I'm with her.
So I'm doing this thing where I really enjoy vocabulary. So like I was watching Wednesday, season 2, and I was like, oh, someone said macabre. And
Yeah.
I've always been like, oh, how do you pronounce that word? How do you pronounce that word? Because I used to say Maccabee.
But it feels like, like Maverick Sabre.
Yes,
Yeah, it feels like that.
I'm like, hold on, what is that?
It's like, that's not Sabre. But,
Yeah,
but it is.
But it is.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, how do you say that word? How do you say that word? And they were like macabre, and I was like, yes, macabre.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I like that word.
Yeah.
But I think a few months ago I kept on saying smorgasbord.
Right. Yeah. And that was the word of the month.
Smorgasbord is the word of the summer for me. But yeah, so
Macabre.
please check out some of our other episodes. We talk about fun and macabre things.
Please do.
And Michael, do you want to give us a disclaimer?
Yes. So this is obviously a podcast about our experiences. It's all rooted in our personal experiences in the film industry. We are here to give advice, but that's all based on our particular individual experience in the film industry. We do not believe in meritocracy. We do not believe in just saying that just because we said it that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I hope that this can really, this podcast can inspire people, but this is just our own opinions
and our own feelings, and we're trying to build a community of people to come together and maybe share their experiences and share what
we don't
they
believe
think.
in unilateral thought.
Yes,
it's like
exactly.
we want there to be this is our offering, and then I hope that you can take something from it and then give it to someone else
and do it in your own way
and make your own offering.
Yeah, we're trying to create a network.
Yeah,
of
death to the
different
5
ideas.
steps of doing stuff. Do you know what I mean 5 steps to take a poo, 5 steps to go to the bus, 5 steps to get a bank card. Like, let's get rid of that.
But sometimes people need that. That's the thing.
Yeah,
people
man.
need that because life is hard,
Life is hard.
And sometimes I feel like what we need is just a clear and simple instructions
For real.
to be able to be like, how do I do X, Y, Z? How do I do that? Do you know what I mean? Like, which is the same, like how to build a TV show without a studio. And I think like it's difficult to not be like step 1.
Yeah. It's just
get final draft. Step 2.
I don't know. I just feel like the rebel and the anarchist in me is like, like obviously use this as a framework, but like when I just don't want to be that person that's like, here's 5 ways to make a TV show. Do you know what I mean? I want to be able to just like give information out. And I think that's what we're doing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I love that. But yeah, so again, welcome back to episode 5.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. We love you guys.
We do.
We are trying to talk about how to get people to see your work today. But my first thing is like, why are people not seeing work?
Yeah.
Like, that is the fundamental thing.
Yeah. I think the first part of this conversation, I think when talking about like how to get people to see your work, I think the way that we think about things a lot is like there's got to be some kind of like issue
yeah,
to stopping you for seeing your work.
Yeah.
And in our opinion, one of those issues is the commissioner. What we're calling the commissioner problem.
Yeah. So broadcast viewing declines by 1/3 while streaming soars, leading to a change in the content mix.
Which is mental, bro. Like, rest in peace, legacy media. Do you know what I mean?
It's not rest in peace legacy media. Oh my God. So
Do you know what I mean? But it's be there like the street. Like, anyway, carry on.
So the squeezed middle, dropping out of the UK indie market, was the talk of last year's Edinburgh TV Festival, although 2025 has been characterised by a scripted funding crisis, driven by American co-producers pulling out of the UK.
Which is mental. I wonder why why a lot of these American producers have just been like, well, I guess the strikes are one thing.
Yeah.
Which we spoke about before, the strikes, and then, just funding has just kind of dropped, and
funding has dried
no
up.
one knows how to make a movie and sell it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has to make
I guess it's like the
IP driven.
The mid-range sort of movie is
man.
kind of died.
Yeah. Like, there's no room for like Shallow Hal or like, you know what I mean?
Shallow Hal.
Or like 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah,
or like, just like
really,
silly movies.
Yeah, that are like super fun.
Even like Rush Hour. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's not really much room for films like that anymore. And
I think we're trying to find our place, particularly with streaming and with cinematic releases. I think it's really tricky to know which one goes on a streamer versus which one goes in the cinema, and for how long.
Yes.
Am I going to make money back putting it in the cinema, or are we just going to lose money?
Yeah.
And should we just strike a streamer deal and call it a day?
But
Do
then,
you know what I mean?
But then also, at least with film, it looks like there is a fight to continue to distribute, and there's kind of options.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more options being a filmmaker than it is being like a TV maker or like a series writer.
I see what you mean.
Because I think with film, you can go the festival route, you can go to the streamers,
you can be super indie.
You can be super indie. Like there's a range of people to go to. So you could put it on Netflix, you could go to Mubi, you could do a deal
Tubi.
with Amazon, Tubi, Hulu. Streamers need format.
Are Mubi and Tubi like related in it?
No, Tubi, because Tubi is like I was gonna say that. No, I'm gonna say that. Tubi's not great, is it? It's not supposed. It's not seen as great, and Mubi is seen as like highbrow, which.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's like highbrow
yes,
French, European, Jamaicans, all that kind of stuff. It's like all of those French movies, stuff like Rishi likes.
I love French cinema. Stunning.
I mean, me too.
I can imagine myself. I feel like in one of the multiverses of my life.
Yeah.
I am living in France, smoking in Paris, smoking a cigarette, drinking wine. I'm a filmmaker, indie filmmaker.
Lots of noises. But we're going off track. But yeah. So obviously there's lots of options when it comes to streaming.
Yeah.
To Mubi and Tubi being one of them. But there is there's a much smaller pool in television, because television, it's really like particularly in the UK, the only way to really get your show that you're making on television is through commissioning.
Yeah, and through studios,
And we obviously have like a scripted funding crisis.
Yeah. So earlier this year, the BBC had issued the starkest warning yet about the UK scripted funding crisis, telling lawmakers that multiple greenlit series are stuck in limbo.
Yeah, which sounds like BS, doesn't it? But
well, I mean, no, I don't think that it is BS. I think that it is true. I think the issue is that it's stuck in limbo, not that it's not BS that it's stuck in limbo. I think it's just shit that it is stuck in limbo.
I feel like it's shit that I feel like it's BS that it's stuck in limbo, because I feel like they know how to get it out of limbo, but that's my own. But we can hold that. Carry on.
In a written submission to British Parliament's Culture, Media and Sport Committee, the national broadcaster said, "We are starting to face significant and urgent challenges in getting productions across genres made, even those that have been greenlit by our commissioners, to move forward into production." The BBC cited 4 reasons for the crisis: a drop in co-production funding from deep-pocketed partners, a difficult global sales market, persistent inflation in talent and logistical costs, and cuts to the license fee.
Yeah.
So those are all reasons why there is a funding issue.
Yeah, and well, those are So there's evidently a funding issue. And I believe, my personal opinion is that the funding issue is coming from audiences are not connecting with the stuff that the commissioners are putting out at the moment.
Yeah.
So they're putting out projects, but people they're not necessarily getting the same kind of, some of the stuff that's come out on the BBC in the last year has not got half of the viewership that like a Love Island would get, or Wednesday, or like a Stranger Things, or like any of those like big bad boy shows that we talk about. Or, you know, if you watch Gogglebox, like the things that are on Gogglebox are usually the things that are like in the zeitgeist, like the things that everyone are talking about. And I think
in the UK,
but even with the UK, we still watch a lot of American projects, and it looks like the commissioners are finding it really hard to get those projects in. But I believe that's because the commissioners are out of touch. I believe that the commissioners...
You're out of touch.
I'm out of time. And I'm not here when you're not around. That's what they sing as they walk into the BBC building. You're out of touch. No, but generally, I feel like they're all out of touch when it comes to like projects. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what? Maybe we should do another drama where someone is a police officer and a detective, and someone is a villain. You're out of touch. You're out of time. Do you know what I mean? Like, genuinely, let's do another kitchen sink comedy.
Do you know
You're
what?
out of touch. I'm out of time. Do you know what I mean? Let's find one black person and get that black person to make a TV show. You're out of touch. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's just it, like constantly. And I think that's why they're having a problem, because they don't know what they're making. And I think when you talk to people that are in the industry and you talk to individuals about commissioning, everyone's like, these commissioners, they're telling us. So we're in a commissioning room at the moment, right?
Yeah.
And so Imeldha, tell me.
Because they sound like that. As a body.
I would love to make a project, and the project should be.
Yeah, the commissioners are Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson.
That's just like my go-to voice because it's funny. But you know what I mean? It's like the project should be like a film. The project should be. A comedy. There should be people in it, and you know, we're really interested in unique stories. It's all just vague. It's vague bollocks.
Yeah, I mean,
but anyway, I'm going on a rant.
Anywho,
so which I do believe is one of the issues. But yeah.
So the thing is, we touched on this before, kind of like in the quotes that I was reading, which are all excerpts from different articles that I have read. I will link the sort of articles down below.
We'll give you a little reference,
description box, so you can have a look and have a read and be well read up on the commissioner problem in the UK and why it has declined. But we touched on it before about the streaming model.
Yeah.
And I sort of want to just like kind of talk about how the streaming model affects how people are seeing work.
Okay,
and
cool.
Whether people are seeing more work because of streamers or less work because of streamers.
Right.
Because our opinion is that streaming has sort of like shifted and taken some of the attention away from legacy media.
Yes.
But we are also thinking that with the rise of social media, that streamers are kind of like destroying kind of how we engage with like communal watching.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
I believe that there are maybe like two main issues with streaming. I think that one of them is the oversaturation of content.
Yeah.
So I think that if you are anyone today will go on their telly, and I'm assuming that most like smart TVs now have like the apps on them. So like you'll go on Netflix or you'll go on Amazon. Let's use those two as examples. And like Netflix has changed its format on the TV on our Sky. And I don't know if it's just the Sky telly boxes.
I feel like they removed the borders.
Yeah.
Like there's bleeding out towards the end, and I'm like, I don't enjoy this. Like I don't like it. How am I supposed to know? And I don't know whether this is how you like lose consumers. That's where I feel like a consumer. I'm like, usually I'm like, oh, I'm above consumerism. I'm so like niche. Oh god.
Yeah.
But like, I genuinely feel like they changed their sort of format on TV, and I was like, I can't use this.
Well, I think
where's my favorite show?
I think that's kind of part of my issue, where it's like there's so much content.
Yeah.
And because also it's like there's boxing and there's wrestling, and we've got wrestling now.
Oh my god.
We've also got a cooking show, and we've got another show, and we've got this show that's like Traitors, and we've got all of these, and then like you like one anime, and then they give you every anime. And now I've got like every K-pop drama on my Netflix, but then it's like, you know, comedies are there, and there's films and old films, and I think it's because of the time, because of where we are in technology, because of where we are on social media, because of where we are in like this kind of short what's the word, like short circuited, like attention
Attention
span.
span.
I think that there's too much content
Yeah.
to consume. So I think that's one of the issues. I think people are going on these platforms and going like, I think people are going on the platforms and going, man, there's so much here.
So do you think that directly links to why people are maybe like not watching work? So,
I think so.
Like why people are not seeing the work, because it's like there's too much things. Do you know what? I'd rather just scroll on Instagram, or I'd rather go on TikTok. I'd rather.
I think so. I think
else.
it creates some kind of apathy. I think when it's like being in a restaurant. If you give me a burger and a fried chicken and waffles and and pizza and pasta and falafel,
I might be like, actually, do you know what?
You know what? I don't actually want to eat anything, or I might just nibble on a chip and be like, I'm all right, because there's too much choice.
That's why I hate buffets.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah. I mean, I can't even eat in buffets anymore because I'm gluten intolerant. Celiacs unite. But yeah, but nah, I'm with you. But I think oversaturation is a problem. But I think oversaturation also is the reason why maybe not legacy media, but like traditional broadcasters are maybe struggling. Because Netflix has it all. And if you don't go on Netflix, Disney has something, Amazon has something, Apple has something. I think that's and then obviously Paramount and whoever have just like merged into one big deal with Amazon, because they're just like,
merged into one big deal with Amazon.
Like, we'll eat it all. You can just get it all here. Amazon's a greedy company.
Amazon.
But like,
shout out to Amazon.
Shout out to Amazon. We will work with you if you give us the budget. We will
work with all companies.
Yeah, man, give us the budget, bro.
Give us a check.
Yeah, man, give us a check. Give us the right check though. Do you know what I mean? Give us the right check, not a boy off check. But yeah, no. But I think that's part of the issue.
Yeah.
Is the oversaturation of stuff, and I think that for the broadcasters, it's harder for them to keep up, because they just don't commission as many projects as Netflix do, and they don't buy as many much projects.
Stuff. Yeah, well, they can't.
So that's one issue, and then my second thing is that I think that the streaming model has kind of dictated how television works now, because so I think it's kind of like a trickle down effect. Movies aren't being made anymore. Mid-budget movies aren't being made anymore. So then every celebrity is basically taking a movie that they wanted to make and cutting it and making a limited series and putting it on Apple or putting it on thing. And there's been this rise of these fucking like 9 or 10 like episode like limited series projects where it's like, something that's based off a book, and and every 8th episode is
every 4th episode is a flashback.
No. Yeah, every midsection there is a flashback episode.
So you get the context.
The context of like who
the character is and why they became to be.
Like, there's always that, and then it's like, and sometimes they're good, but these series are definitely supposed to be movies, but what that's doing is it's bringing celebrities and big
onto the silver screen,
but it's also costing loads to get those.
So
I'm gonna watch Kerry Washington if she has a limited series. I'm gonna watch Jennifer Aniston do a limited series. If Aaron Pierre comes in, he's like, I'm gonna do.
That's Mufasa.
Yeah, that's Mufasa. If he's like, I'm gonna do a limited series, I'm gonna watch it. But then what that means is that like people are like, oh, my favorite celebrity, I'm gonna watch that. But then you watch it and you forget about it. But I'm not necessarily here to necessarily just critique it. But then you think about if you're a broadcaster, you're like, well, I can't necessarily get all of the.
I can't get Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa.
Yeah, and if I am going to get Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa, I'm going to give him all of my budget.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to be able to make, the 19th fucking detective show and the 20th fucking boring comedy. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to make all those shows. Do you know what I mean? Or Mrs. Brown's Boys season 400.
So I...
Do you know what I mean?
I think that I personally feel as though, and this brings us to our next point, that for me, people are going, do you know what? It's too much.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and watch YouTube. I'm going to go and watch my favorite YouTuber.
Yeah.
Shout out to YouTube. I'm going to go and engage with who I want to engage with. I know who I want to, or I'm just going to watch, like, for example, yesterday.
Yeah.
I was going a little bit doolally? That's
doolally.
it. I was going a little bit doolally.
I thought you were going to say ludicrous.
I was thinking
loony. Luda.
I was thinking loony. I was thinking luda. I was like, what is that word? Doolally. Yeah. I was going a little bit doolally, and I was like, oh, do you know what I'm going to do? And then I was listening to my Bad Girl Running playlist on Spotify. Check it out if you want. Mm-hmm. And Milkshake came on by Khalees, and I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna watch that Gap commercial.
Oh yeah. With Cat's Eye.
With Cat's Eye.
Shout out to Cat's Eye.
Love
bro.
Cat's Eye. My favorite thing. All I
Yeah,
do
man.
is say boba tea, fried chicken.
Gnarly.
So all I did was like, oh, I went on YouTube. I'm gonna watch the Gap commercial over and over and over again,
but I guess,
and that's what, and I feel like YouTube has that kind of effect where you don't even realize it's not about YouTube, it's about the content you want to consume.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So we're gonna go, oh, I feel like doing this, I'm gonna go and watch that.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
the algorithm
is one of the best algorithms.
The algorithms for
on
some
YouTube.
of the other bits of media that aren't streaming models are phenomenal.
Yeah.
The YouTube algorithm's really good. TikTok's algorithm is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And also, so like, it's really cultivating the things that you like.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm like, I want to watch FD Signify, I want to watch the Joe Budden podcast, like I watched Chance the Rapper's interview yesterday, or if I want to watch like, I don't know, or if I want to watch like Tyler Hilton play some music, or I want to watch the Bleachers do a live thing.
Yes.
It's like, here.
Yeah.
And it's great. So it's like, when you go on YouTube, it's so even if you're my mum, and it's just like, I don't even know what she watches on YouTube.
She watches Afrobeats.
Afrobeats and like
YouTube?
80s. Yeah, but my mum does this really funny thing where she because in like Sky you have like the remotes,
The
so
voice
she would like
control.
grab it and be like YouTube, and that's like how she pronounces it. It's very funny. But she basically like will watch like, I don't know, like 80s. Like a playlist of 80s music, Phil Collins, and like that comes up loads. But like, that's to her interest.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I remember like I was when I was living at home, I went into my dad's bedroom, and he was like just lying down in bed. I think he was like about to fall asleep or something, and it was this compilation of Phil Collins music on YouTube, and I was like, why are you? And he doesn't really listen to like English music, so I was like, why are you listening to Phil Collins of all people? I feel like he's got like a certain African generation in a chokehold,
bro,
and I don't really know why.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the 80s was you got to think
it was
about
a great time.
They were our age in the 80s,
that's
bro.
true,
Do you know what I mean? Michael Jackson and Prince and Whitney Houston
Madonna.
and David Bowie, Madonna, Queen.
Yeah.
Like,
my mum was like, when they were in Congo, I was like, oh, do you know any English music? And she was like, Holiday.
Fam, yeah, man, that stuff is good, bro. But we have some statistics.
Yeah, so YouTube has taken over ITV to become the second most watched home service in the UK, according to Ofcom. The rise has been bolstered by the growing number of older viewers opting to watch the online platform, i.e. our parents.
Yeah.
In particular, people over the age of 55 saw their consumption of YouTube nearly double from 6 minutes per day in 2023 to 11 minutes in 2024.
Mental.
Because all my parents do on YouTube is watch Congolese, like...
Pastors screaming.
Sort of...
Jesus! Do you know what I mean? Like,
no.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
So half of their consumption, particularly for my mum, is like Congolese pastors screaming. And then the other side is like Congolese like media. Congolese like, I don't know, like news. Like kind of like
just Congolese culture.
And it's all Congolese culture. So
when
when I'm at home and I go on like YouTube, I'm like, Christ on a stick. It's just like, I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, there's like no Sabrina Carpenter here.
There's no Sabrina Carpenter, or like the occasional football thing because my dad has gone to watch what Arsenal TV do something or whatever. Anyway, YouTube enjoyed a 13% increase in home viewing over the last year overall, with viewers spending an average of 39 minutes per day on it. According to the regulators' Media Nation's 2025 report. The BBC still hold the largest share of total viewing at 19%, with YouTube at 14% and ITV, Netflix and other broadcasters accounting for 12%, 8% and 7% respectively. Traditional broadcasters continue to make up the majority of in-home viewing with 56% of the total share.
Yeah, and I think it's very evident when you're talking to commissioners and people that work in a lot of the main four, like your BBC, your Channel 4, your ITV, your Sky. Like a lot of people are, Sky's one of them. Because I was like, Channel 5?
I know. They're doing their 10,000 documentary on the air fryer
bro, like,
that people are watching.
You got to pivot, bro. If you want to make business work,
People are watching that Channel 5 documentaries about air fryers. And I found myself going,
it was the Greg's documentary.
Is Lidl better than Aldi? We blindfolded people and gave them a Lidl a sausage roll versus this Aldi sausage roll. Pretty good.
We have a friend that edits some of those videos, and that keeps him paid. So you know, what I mean, do what you got to do, bro. But like, I think it's funny that like how Channel 4 isn't mentioned in that, and I think we've been having conversations with people about like there was a time where Channel 4 was like on top of the world, bro.
In terms of scripted, though.
In terms of scripted, like everything that I'm going to say as going forward is about scripted. Like when we're talking about Shameless, Skins, Misfits, like In-Betweeners, like there was chewing gum. What was it? The thing with Lisa Wright?
Sugar banana.
Cucumber something, whatever that series was. Coconut, kiwi. Do you know what I mean? All of those ones. There was so many like bold and new and fresh takings on projects. And even though like Channel 4 has like Big Boys and Dairy Girls,
which I absolutely love,
which are great pieces of work. Yeah. And I really do love both of them. But there's not as much, and they're not even mentioned on
But then also I also think the weird thing about Channel 4, and I don't know why this is the case, but like for example, like the acquiring of different projects, I think that their choosing is weird in terms of like, I want to go and watch Modern Family if I'm not on Disney Plus and I just happen to be on 4 demand.
But I don't think
it's like they have like season 5, 6, and 11,
but
and it's like, wait, hold on.
I don't think they're choosing. I think they're being given. Right. I don't think it's like choice.
It's so weird. Do you know?
That doesn't feel like choice. If we had a platform, I wouldn't pick 3 seasons of Modern Family. Seasons, maybe those are the seasons that I can afford. Maybe those are only the seasons that I can get. Or maybe take the whole thing.
Or maybe they're the seasons that are like on the TV at the time. So they can replay so then them it's just, on OD.
But bringing it back, I think that it's with the what was it like with the 56% still of that broadcasters are still holding. With that 56%, is it scripted or is it strictly BGT, Bake Off? Like, is it that stuff? Because there isn't. I don't, except for Adolescence, which has also kind of broken the mold into the global space.
But that was on Netflix.
I was going to say, because it's a Netflix show, like what else has really kind of like broken through the mold in British media? And there isn't, and it's kind of frustrating because it just feels like there's a lack of creativity, there's a lack of funding, and also like there's no one like where are the fresh and like where are the fresh young minds that are out here going like, you know, like how every company has like a Gen Zer that's doing their TikTok. So like, you know, Lidl's like attacking like Morrison's.
Yeah, well, it was Lidl was it was Aldi that added Lidl. And I was what is going on here?
You can see it, Burger King, like Wendy's, anyway, like they're all Gen Zers and they're making the platforms seem more interesting.
Yeah, they're making the companies seem more interesting.
And I'm just wondering what the broadcasters and the commissioners are doing in that sense. You have so many, this is from my own knowledge, they have so many young people who are working as their development executives, but then maybe even just getting them to read your scripts. Maybe you lot should be being like, what ideas should we get? Maybe we should do something. Like, you've got young people around you. Do you know what I mean? Like actually take some risks, make some new shows. Because no one wants to take risks.
It costs too much money to take risks.
No one wants to take, but that's bullshit. Because no one wants to take risks, but then you make Adolescence and everyone's like, it's the greatest piece of work in the world. And then people are like batting up Kemi Badenoch on telly because he hasn't watched it. Do you know what I mean? Like, they were batting her up, bro. They're like, you didn't watch it? What do you mean you didn't watch it? She's like, I only watch documentaries. Kemi, change your ways.
But having said all of this, I think... Why are you atting Kemi Badenoch?
Change your ways,
like she's
please.
Your sister. It's
change your ways.
So I think having said all this, I feel like, you know, it's obviously rearing its head. So like, I feel like the internet is a really, really interesting place to be able to showcase your work. Like I said, like yesterday when I was going a little bit doolally, I was watching the internet. I was on YouTube going, okay, I want to see this and I want to watch that. And after a long day of work, I will pour some wine and put on Jordan Teresa and see what she's got to say about self-commodification and, you know, just talking interestingly about popular culture. And that is the kind of thing that I feel like a lot of people my age are doing rather than maybe, you know, watching, I don't know, something on I don't know, watching, I don't know, Blankety Blank. I don't know. What do we watch? I don't know.
I don't know.
What's on telly? I don't know.
Question time.
But do you get what I'm saying? I just feel like because of the choice, it's so much more accessible, and the algorithms online are really, really, really great. And I just feel like the internet is a place where people are now flocking to get their content, whether it's like podcasts or TikToks or YouTube. You know, something has happened, I'm going to go to YouTube to hear what people have to say about it, you know? And I feel like, why not use this space to put your work out?
Well, because it's like, again, to answer the question of the series, like, how, like, of the episode, like how to get people to see your work, like maybe the answer is the internet. Maybe like when you look at the careers of Kaisa Nat, and also I'm very aware that I'm naming the biggest people that have made the biggest things. But then, like, so obviously that's going to make you think of like your Kaisa Nat, your Mr. Beast, your Speed, your KSIs, all that kind of stuff, who have been able to franchise.
Boyish, that as well.
Very boyish, but obviously I'm a boy. Very, very, like, they've been able to like franchise and whatever. But then also, like, there's smaller people like Kimberly Foster, who we watch, or FD Signifier.
I love Kimberly Foster.
FD Signifier. Some of the people that you're watching, like, these are people that have
some of the people you're watching.
Well, I don't know their names. Those ladies, the white girls that you watch, who are like
Jordan Teresa is amazing.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
I think she might be the only white girl I watch.
But what I'm saying is that it's really important to even think about those spaces and those people, because they have like modest viewers, but they're still able to make a living of it.
Because there's an audience for those viewers.
And that's the point. So because there's an audience, why don't we start focusing on the fact that we can garner our own audience without the commissioners, who aren't going to commission you anyway?
Because
they're
out of touch.
They're out of time. Like, they're genuinely out of touch, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. And like, it's one of those things where you're gonna be particularly, and this is where like black people really listen. Like, for like people of color, and for people that find themselves out of the zeitgeist, and for third culture kids, for weirdos, there's no space for those characters in that format. There isn't. They say that there is. They say that they want to make.
But they write it in, don't they?
Well, yeah. Well, they want you to make chewing gum, but they want you to make chewing gum, and they want Another Eye May Destroy You, but you need to be Michaela Cole to do that. And how can you be Michaela Cole as a junior or a green? You can't. They don't want to give the opportunities to that. And I believe that the internet is the Wild Wild West at the moment, and it's a space to be able to go, actually, you know what? Why don't we just take what we have and start to garner an audience with that? And if you start garnering an audience, like, I understand some people don't want to just use the internet or use YouTube because it's lowbrow, or it doesn't feel like it's like, you know, it's not Quentin Tarantino didn't use it, you know, and like Gaspar Noé and all these people, you know, they go in with cameras, and, you know, and they attach them to their chests, and, you know, fucking Christopher Nolan has that little viewfinder, and that's what you want to do. Cool. If you want to make those movies, continue to fight with the BFI and fight the good fight. I wish you luck. But I believe that it is a bit
and also there's another way.
Yeah, but I believe it's a lottery.
Yeah.
I believe that way is a lottery. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, but I believe it's a lottery. And I think for other people, for the people that can't fit themselves within the mold, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you can't fit yourself in the mold, the misfits, and that can be anyone, whatever race, color, or creed you are, the misfits, if you can't find yourself within that mold, and also
there is a whole landscape of the internet waiting for
also,
you,
particularly
and willing for you to put your work on
particularly if like you're here to create.
Yeah.
You're someone that's watching this and you're going, I can't not create.
Yeah.
I can't not be an artist. If that's the truth, then we've got to break down doors. Like, if you're going, I'm not going to go and teach. I'm not going to go into marketing. I'm not going to go corporate. I'm going to make art till I die. Then we've got to break down walls. And we've got to start thinking, how can we do different stuff? And I think that's why there is a potential to use. That's why we're advising, like,
use the internet.
Start using the internet.
Find your audience.
TikTok's work, but again, like, also use the internet as the Wild Wild West. Don't use the internet as don't use the internet as how you found it. Find, like, the internet is just a space to put stuff out.
Yeah.
People literally sit at home and watch Kai Cenat and Speed go around, and there's just a camera following them, and they're like streaming. I still don't get it, but it works.
We're old.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, we're old, bro. But like, genuinely, like, there are, like, you might have an idea and be like, I don't know if this is gonna work. You can do live television, you can do live broadcasting, you can do sitcoms, you can do series, you can do features.
You can do whatever it is that you want to do.
People are dropping podcasts that are 4 hours long. So why can't you go, I can actually do whatever I want here. Not just follow the mold. Don't just go on TikTok and be like, well, this is what's working. Build something.
Experiment, have fun. That's what it's there for. It's just a platform to be able to put your work out.
Yeah.
And I think that, again, that's what we're trying to do with Unwritten.
100%.
We're trying to make work, put it out,
100%.
find an audience, find people and be like, hey guys, let's build this infrastructure. Let's build this system that
100%.
we can actually benefit from.
100%.
Let's include people. Let's build a community. And
100%.
I feel like that's what makes us actually align in terms of working.
Yeah.
But also I think it excites us because time is moving forward, but
Right.
we're still watching Freaky Friday, and that's so Raven.
And she's the man.
She's the man.
And I'm not moving from it.
No.
Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not moving
I'm
from
not
it.
fucking leaving.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. And I'm not going to just make the bog standard story about a gang in London just so that someone will give me an award. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, and that's fine if those are the stories that you want to tell.
But those are not the stories that we are trying to
I was not
tell.
in a gang.
Yeah.
I did not have a...
I was not in a gang.
I was not in a gang.
I'm not from South
Do you know
London.
what I mean? I was born in Southgate. Do you know what I mean? And I moved to Preston. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I lived a different life, and I want to, and I believe I'm talented enough to put that in films, and I believe that I have the right to sit in an industry that can do that. And if I have to pave the way to do it, then I'd rather do that than just be like, maybe you should just do the thing, or maybe you should just apply for the BFI and all that kind of stuff. Do it all. But like, when all of that stuff doesn't work, what's next? And with Unwritten, and this would be a really good plug to be like, guys, like, please, if you haven't already, please donate to our Kickstarter. We're trying to, with Unwritten, we really believe in what we're making. We believe it's a amazing, phenomenal project, and it is for the weirdos. It's for the outliers. It's for the people that are in love with the That's So Ravens and in love with the
or have been at one time,
and or for the people that just want to see something new. See
something different. Support people that are trying to pave a new way, that are trying to evolve with the times, that are trying to think 20 years ahead and go, where are we going to be? Where is film and TV going to be 20 years from now? Let's get on it.
For real. Any donation goes far. Like £5 goes so far. And if we can get, and also sharing it is just as important. Because if 1,000 people can give us £5, bro, we're getting somewhere. And we can prove that we're trying to build a platform on YouTube with a series that will continue. We don't want to sell our TV show off to Netflix.
No.
We don't want to sell it to Apple. We don't want to be like, we're just going to make a season and we're going to... No, we want to let it live there so that people can go back to it and our audience can grab it and we can make it, because we know how to make it and we're great filmmakers. So if you haven't already, please donate to the Kickstarter.
To our Kickstarter. I'll put the link below so you guys can have a click and have a look. Watch our Kickstarter video, share it with your friends, share it all over every social media you have. In person, go to your grandma, go to your mum, go to your dad.
Don't age it either. Like, send it to everyone, bro. Send it to the white man that you don't think would like it. You know what I mean?
Because as we have read, old people are watching YouTube,
bro.
So
send it to some
to
old
them.
people. Some old people
send
need
it
a
to
laugh.
Rich people,
send
it to poor people,
particularly the rich ones. I'm joking.
People that have £3 to spare, people that have £20 to spare, people that have £10,000 to spare. Support this. We are doing something bigger than just making a TV show. We are trying to create some infrastructure. We're trying to create something new and something exciting on this internet, and we are really excited. And we hope that you guys come along the journey, follow us, do the whole thing.
Facts. And just gonna round it up. We always do like a little encouragement corner.
Encouragement corner.
But I just want to round up because I'm the independence thing is really important to me.
Yeah.
And I just want to be really, really clear that you can do it without the system.
Yeah.
You can do it without the broadcasters.
Yeah.
You can do it without the commissioners.
You can do it.
And you can pave the new way. And you don't have to do it alone.
No.
If we're all out here trying to pave, because the thing is, if God willing, we pave a new way, the industry is going to change and be like, well, we need to accustom to that. We need to figure out how to pivot to that.
Yeah.
If you do that, they're going to do it too. So you got to believe in your projects. So how to make a TV show without a studio and how to get people to see your work. We believe that you've got to find new ways. So if there's an issue and the issue is the commissioners and with streaming and with the platforms, we believe you've got to find a new avenue. And right now, the easiest, freest and cheapest avenue is the internet. Yeah, man.
Okay. Are you ready for Encouragement Corner?
I am.
So, give us a lovely encouraging quote to leave the people off with for this lovely episode for this week. What's the lovely encouragement quote for this week?
I feel like the only thing that's coming into my head is like, they're probably all going to end up being songs. But right now I feel like go into your Spotify, Apple Music or Tidal and type in Virtual Insanity by Jamiroquai. And because I feel like that's just what I'm thinking about, because I'm thinking about like the internet and like trying to, and it's insane to try and do this thing. So like, you just, Virtual Insanity. So I feel like that's what it is. Go and listen to Virtual Insanity, bro.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, man. And any encouraging quote, I don't know, bro. Life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. Hannah Montana, let's go.
Yeah, Hannah Montana, let's go. Did you hear that? It's virtual signaling. Virtual reality.
Virtual Insanity.
Virtual
I might even be singing the song
Insanity.
wrong, but it just came in my head.
So what is it? Future what?
Virtual Insanity by Jamiroquai.
I don't actually know that song.
Is it? Oh, that's why you're not even vibing with it.
No.
Oh man, we'll go and listen to Jamiroquai. Because that guy, I feel like he gives the vibes for someone that needs to like be making new TV.
Jamiroquai, Virtual Insanity. Life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. Please donate to our Kickstarter. The link is below. If you like our vibes, subscribe. We love you guys. Thank you so much. And we will be back next week, episode 6. We will be back on Thursday,
yes.
Episode 6, where we will talk a little bit more about how to get people to see your work. Thank you so much, guys. See you later.